Hey guys, it's Arcade, and here is part 3 of how to make trap. And a lot of you requested this. Not a lot of you, just like 2 people, but you know, they requested it, so here it is. And I thought it would be just appropriate to make it since there is part 1 and part 2, and there is missing the part 3, which is the drop. So yeah, this is the drop, and actually this time I'm gonna do it a bit different. Since making a drop takes a lot of time, for this example it took like 3 hours, I guess, something like that. So yeah, it takes a lot of time. That's why I decided to first make the song and then show you how I made it. Well, some of you seem to like that, and some of you maybe don't. But with how to make music like Avicii, it worked well. So here it is. I'm gonna show you how it sounds first, and then I'm just gonna let you know a few more things, and then I show you what each sound and stuff like that. Yeah, but just listen to the preview. Okay, so you have the basic idea, and yeah, so I made this in like 3 hours, I think. First I had this first version, and this is the second one, but yeah. So now I'm gonna show you how I made it, and before I do that, if you like this video, if you find it helpful, please press the like button. That helps a lot finding this video when you search it on YouTube. And also, if you wanna see more of my videos, you can subscribe. It's free, and you're basically gonna get the updates. Yeah, and if you have any requests for a tutorial, you can also let me know in the comments. That's pretty much it. Let's get to the tutorial. So I don't quite remember how I started, but it might have been the bass. So let me show you the bass first, and I am saying so very often, but never mind. So here's the bass. And it's pretty much like this, and then it changes a little. Yeah, like that. That's pretty much the bass. It's easy. It's pretty simple. Here's the Massive. I made it using Massive. I often use Sub Boom Bass. It's a plugin. But this time I used Massive, and I made it like this. I put a sine wave here, just a sine square, and you put the wavetable position on the sine, and I put it 12 semitones down, which is 1 octave. Also, I put a square wave here, and route it to filter 1. I don't route this one, but you have to route this one, because if you don't, it's gonna be like, I mean, it wouldn't be a sub bass. So you have to route it. So you delete all the high frequencies, and also in EQ you just delete all the high frequencies as well. And yeah, that's pretty much it. You just put the level up so it doesn't have any attack or something. Not attack, but so it doesn't like fall. Yeah. I hope you can hear the bass. If you have some shitty speakers, maybe you can't, but most other people should. So that's how I made the bass. Really simple preset. And actually, I think, yeah, it's actually monophone, and always triggers always, and that means that there's kind of that pitch effect when it's coming from this note to that note. yeah, maybe you can hear it. There's somehow that pitch effect. It doesn't like go to that note immediately. There's this transition happening. So that's what that does. The monophone, and the trigger is always, and also the time. You have to change the time it takes to get to that note. So it's right about here. And it doesn't really have to be exactly the same. Then we have the drums. Wait. Yeah, well, the drums consist of more drums. Here is the kick. I thought the kick should be like, not like sub bass, not low frequencies, but more like that click sound. Because with the sub bass, it's basically working good with the sub bass, because sub bass is all the low frequencies and the kick shouldn't be in this case. So yeah, that's the kick. And what does the kick do? Actually, I'm gonna show you the mixer while showing you the sounds. So the kick is on channel 1, and channel 1 has EQ. As you can see, I just boosted the high frequencies a little, and these are also. Why, I don't know, because it sounds better, at least for me. And I also put a compressor here, which actually just makes that click more obvious. Sorry there. I think without it, the click is just... Yeah, the click is just more obvious with the compressor. And basically the drum is just louder. And also this drum is sign-tuning this bass, I believe. This bass is number 3. I have a mess here. But yeah, the drum is sign-tuning the bass. Yeah. I hope you know what sign-tuning is. If you don't, well, check out my other tutorials, or just put it to YouTube. I'm sure you'll find something. Or I can explain really quickly. Basically, here's the kick, and you click on the channel you want to sidechain, which is number 3 here. You right click here and choose sidechain to this track. And then you put the fruity limiter, change it to compressor, and change this number and mess with these two. And then every time the kick hits, it's gonna lower the volume of the bass. Basically, that's what sidechain is. Yeah, it's because the kick is also bassy and the bass is bassy, so it would like overlap. But if you sidechain it, it won't. So that's great. Now let's actually, these drums are important. I think it's just the hi-hats. It's just the hi-hat. So here's just the hi-hat. It's really simple, and I put like these really quick, really short and quick. I think it sounds great when there's this. So yeah, that's the hi-hat. It's number 5, I don't think. Yeah, actually, I got rid of the low frequencies because there are almost none, but there might be some, so you can get rid of them. And also a bit of high frequencies because the hi-hat was to a lot of high frequencies. So I thought it would sound better in the mix if I got rid of some of them. So that's the hi-hat. Wow. Okay, now the snare. Yeah, that's pretty much the snare. And it's nothing, it's just a snare. Alone like this. Poor snare. Well, I think I have another snare here. Or maybe not, actually no. I do have, I do have these two bells, which are panning to left and right. Just a small effect here. Then I have these claps, which is probably not really common in trap, but I just like the claps. Yeah, so alone they kind of sound silly and not really good, but in the song I think it sounds great, and also no effects on the claps. Let me give it a listen one more time so you can hear the claps in the song. Just pay attention to them. Yeah, so the claps kind of a nice thing, a little thing, but I think it sounds great. Then we have this crash. Yeah, what can I say? It's a crash. It's from Vengeance, some Vengeance, I don't know which one. And then we have the most important thing in the drop, which is, well, it would be a synth or this voice. So I kind of made a synth of this voice. It's a voice, but it has a melody and stuff like that, so. And I think that's probably the most fun thing to do, because it's just so hilarious. And we have a lot of variations. Basically every time it changes it somehow. Yeah, so how did I do that? Well, it's a sample as well. From Vengeance, but you could use any sound. You could even record yourself and change the pitch. And then I put it on 10, and there's a lot of effects. So we got the compressor. Yeah, it's the compressor. Then we got stereo enhancer. Let me see the difference. Yeah, it's like more stereo. I think it is. I think it is, yeah. And then we got reverb, which is important. With reverb, it's like this. So we got two kinds of reverbs. Just the regular one. Just to make it a lot more, I don't know. But reverb always helps. And then we got this one, which actually is delayed, pre-delay. So that reverb actually goes a little bit after the sound hits. So let me, I actually changed this because it was too obvious, but just for the purpose of the tutorial, I'm gonna show you what it does. So this reverb actually hits after the sound. It's almost like a delay. Yeah, so that's what that does. And I just lowered this so it wasn't so loud in the mix. Yeah, it's fun making these sounds. And what's important when you choose a sample, you may want to cut it if it's long. And then you have to go here, Instruments Properties, and enable the envelope and change the hold and stuff like that. So, yeah, well, hold could be like this, but there should not be any decay or attack, neither release, and just hold. And that was what that's gonna do is, if it wasn't enabled, the sound would always play. It would always play the whole sound, no matter how long the notes are. And I didn't want that because I have some short notes, so you enable it. Well, you may want to experiment with this, but yeah, that's what I did. Then another thing we have is this transition. I don't know, it's just this snare. I mean, use your creativity. You can make a lot of fun transitions. Then there's this bell again. the claps, and actually a sample from Dexter, my favorite TV series. Well, maybe now it's Breaking Bad, but you know, you don't care. But it's from Dexter.
Surprise, motherfucker!
And there's this vocoder effect, and I just cut that one part. Yeah. Actually, trap is pretty simple, and it's also pretty hard. I don't know how to explain it, but you see, it's the bass and the sound and some effects, and that's pretty much it. But you gotta just do some creative stuff with it, and it takes a while. So if you want to learn it, just work on it for a while. And also, there's this fill, this snare fill. So it's actually the snare, just little pieces, and the pitch is changing as well. Even though the pitch is changing as you change the notes, I still decided to change the pitch as well. Well, yeah, that's just a little effect again. And still continuing with the variations. This one is my favorite. I just like this lower notes. And yeah, then we got like second part of the drop, where the sound changes. I think it's a bit too low, the volume. But yeah, we're just gonna leave it there for now. So what happens here? A lot of changes. So yeah, so I added this snare. Just to kind of fill up the gaps that are there. And there's the fill again. And what is this? No, it's the kick. It's still the same. Pretty much the same stuff, except this sound. Which is just some voice. It's also from Vengeance. It was a long sample. I just cut a piece of there and changed it the in and out. So it's like, you know, it's fade in and fade out. And I just thought it's a nice effect to have. Yeah, and then another big change is the sound. I didn't use the voice this time. I used my own massive preset that I created. It's a really simple sound. So we got the pose so. It could be actually square. It's exactly the same. Almost the same. But I don't know, I just work with this one, so I left it there. So we got that, and yeah, this is how it's set up. And also, now the important thing is the pitch. I put the pitch on -7 and +7, so there's that transition. If it was on 0, well, it would be different. And I don't know, this just worked, so I left it there. And of course, it's like 7 semitones down, but that's fine. And then we got the comp filter. What does that do? Yeah, it changes the sound a little bit. Yeah, we could have also, I put a macro on there, but I haven't used it yet. So it's a really simple preset, and the envelope looks like this. It goes a little bit of attack and some decay. Yeah, I think that's about it. It's a simple sound. What's more important is how you use it. Like in trap, there is always this high pitch sound, and yeah, I'm just putting a lot of notes here. I think it just works great. Yeah, just changing it up with some short notes and then some long notes, and making some rhythm. Yeah, so the effects on this one is a compressor, reverb. I always don't mess with reverb too much. I actually don't know how to use it that well. I just move a few knobs and see how it sounds, and then decide. Sound Goodizer, I use that a lot, and it's almost like compressor, I think, but it's a really simple one. And EQ, it was also very high frequency, a lot of high frequency, so I cut some out for the mixing. And also sidechaining, I don't even know if I used it, and if I did, it's just slightly sidechaining it, but not a lot. And that's pretty much it. That's the whole drop. And it's very simple again, but it's also pretty hard. Well, I don't know how to explain it, but I hope this helped explain a few things about trap and how it works. So again, if you like this video, if you find it helpful, just press that like button. It's very helpful, but you don't have to, of course. And if you want more videos, subscribe. And if you have requests, just post a comment. I always read the comments. And if it's a question, I usually answer. If it's something normal, not something stupid. But I usually do read all the messages and comments and everything. And I try to help out other producers when I know how. So yeah, that's pretty much it. The download link for this project is not available because I'm actually planning to finish it. But if I don't finish it, I will put the download link in the description. Also check out my other tutorials. Some of them are very good and some of them are pretty bad. But I'm trying. So thanks for watching and goodbye.